Libras, for you, the year of 2023 is going to bring drastic evolution in your love life, and this change will make you a completely different person by the end of 2023 as your work and career become your new focus for the next year. You are going to be ending and beginning a lot of relationships, be it the ones of love, friendship, or business in the year of 2023, which will cleanse the energy of your circle to formulate better equations going forward. Hi lovely viewers, and welcome back to the channel. We are officially going to be discussing only 2023 astrology related videos now on the channel, and today's video in this stream of 2023's yearly horoscope videos for all zodiac signs is going to be for the sign of Libra. If you want your sign to be discussed and analyzed next for 2023 astrology predictions, then do not forget to comment on this video with your sign's recommendation. Also, before I get into the detailed discussion, I would like to thank all the viewers and subscribers who have supported this journey as we have completed an year of this channel's inception. And to commemorate this event, I have now also started a Patreon page wherein I can get to share more exclusive, viewer-centric and catered content. So please do consider supporting the channel on Patreon as well. There will be extended versions of these videos shared on the Patreon page, wherein there is detailed analysis about how each month of 2023 is going to be turning out for you. So do not miss out on that video, as this YouTube version is going to be a little more brief and comprising of only the major highlights of the planetary transits that are most significant for you in the year of 2023. You can primarily check this video for your ascendant sign and secondly for your moon sign as well if you would like to. There are various foundational videos that will help you to understand how to check your horoscope for 2023, and these will be linked in the video as pop-ups throughout, which can be accessed by clicking the I button on the upper right hand corner of the video screen. Let's start off the predictions by rounding off the most major planetary transits that are taking place in this year, which are the beginning of the month of January starts off with a positive transit when Mars finally goes direct in the sign of Taurus and your 8th house, which means that the kind of transformation and sudden events that you were experiencing in terms of financial profits from shared or other people's resources is going to become much more attainable now. And also the kind of secrets and mysteries that you were indulging in, this gray area, will become resolved now. You will also be focused on attaining your power back covertly now, and this is where one of the biggest transits for the year of 2023 comes into play when Saturn moves into the sign of Aquarius on 17th of January in your 5th house. In astrology, 5th house of your chart is significatory of romance, children, education, creativity, and monetary benefits from speculative gains. Also, 5th house is originally ruled by the sun's energies, and these two planets of Saturn and Sun are enemy planets in astrology. So it's not the most comfortable here despite being in its own Mul Trikona sign of Aquarius. But because it is your Yogakarka planet, as it rules your Trikona and your Kendra houses as well, it's not going to be as harmful for you as it generally would have been. When Saturn moves into your 5th house, it shows that there will be this sort of breaking off with regarding to any delusions about your romantic relationships. You are now going to be seeing the picture and prospects very clearly, which can result into making the sustenance of these relationships hard. You will also feel like the amount of effort that you will be putting into your education will be rewarded with achievements of academic excellence as well, but it will make you work hard to get those benefits. You will also feel a sort of disconnect or difficulty in relationships with your children, wherein they might feel you are too rigid as a parent with your rules. If you have invested your money in any sort of investment instruments, then that are based on speculative gains, then you must think wisely before making any rash decisions, as the chances of you losing out in that regard is high. If you are in a career that requires creative output, then this can also feel a little difficult to move over a creative block of sorts. Every planet in astrology is given aspects, or simply put, positions in your chart where the planet has its drishti or vision, and this influences the results of your natal planetary placements. Almost all of the planets have a seventh aspect, which means it sees or impacts the house slash the sign that's 7 places away from it. But Saturn, being the powerfully special planet that it is, gets rewarded with two other aspects that no other planet does, and these are the third and the 10th aspect. Saturn from your 5th house puts its three aspects, which are the third aspect on your 7th house, the 7th aspect on your 11th house, and the 10th aspect onto your 2nd house. Let's discuss all of them individually. Saturn, when it puts the third aspect onto your 7th house, means that it is a time wherein you will feel like the burden of responsibility is killing the romance quotient in your relationships. You will have to work very hard in order to keep the essence of your romantic relationship alive. Also, if you have a business partnership, that too can feel affected by the battle of egos between the partners, wherein there is tension created because of the personalities and interests of the members or partners of the business endeavor. Then Saturn puts its 7th aspect onto the 11th house, which means that you will have to put in efforts to be able to balance the friendship and the romantic relationships in your life. You will also have to stay vigilant with regards to the fact that you do not let any losses in your speculative gains affect your whole prospect of the financial gains of your investments. Also, you can feel quite out of sorts within the group of people you have around you based on your personal insecurities about your interests and quirks as a unique individual. There is also the possibility of you wanting to start some business with your friend or someone in your network circle based on shared interests. Lastly, Saturn puts its 10th aspect onto your 2nd house, which means that this can be a time wherein you can actually parlay your creative interests into achieving professional success and gaining better financial stability, but this transition will not be easy, as there will be sudden events and transformations involved in the process which might not necessarily feel good at the time of its happening. This can also show that your career commitments might be the reason of your relationships being strained with your children and family during this time, which is a karmic test so that you need to be able to pass and patch up with your family. Don't let the allure of get-rich schemes make you take drastic steps to magnify your financial savings. In this month, your planetary ruler Venus will also be conjunct your Saturn in the 5th house, further amplifying these themes. The month of April is going to bring forth another pivotal shift in the planetary energies of 2023 as Jupiter moves into the sign of Aries and your 7th house, which shows that there are going to be energies of amplification or magnifying of the matters related to your 7th house of romantic and business partnerships. But Jupiter is not going to be alone in your 7th house now, as Rahu is already going to be there, which forms a Guru Chandal Yoga in astrology, which shows the conjunction of Rahu's obsessive energies with Jupiter's benevolent magnification, leading to a situation wherein the person that you could have left behind or gotten out of a relationship with will come back to you based on false pretenses or promises. And this is where you have to evaluate the situation correctly. It can make you find the right in people even when their intentions are not the best. So think twice before you jump into any relationships of the romantic or business kind as well. This whole narrative gets further substantiated when Venus goes into your 8th house this month, which shows that elements of jealousy could have brought your previous partners back with a hidden motive. And even for business partnerships, some major monetary informations can be concealed or hidden from you now. So think twice before indulging. Also, Sun is present in Aries too, now further showing propensity to make instinctual decisions. But you must first and foremost think logically about your best interests, despite the fact that Mercury will also go retrograde in Aries and your 7th house, showing further clearly that whatever stories or communication that you are being fed is not true or not complete, so do not fall for it. Don't go back to your old relationships or make any business deals in this period. This month is going to be tricky since Venus, that is your planetary ruler, and Mars is going to be transiting through your 11th house in the sign of Leo. This is because it will be receiving a 7th aspect from the retrograde transiting Saturn in your 5th house, as well as 5th aspect from your transiting Jupiter in the 7th house. This shows that in matters of love and affection between your network circle, you will struggle with connecting with your friends right now as you start feeling fundamentally different from them. You will feel like your soul or purpose doesn't align with the people that you have around you. This can also show up in terms of financial gains, that you will get a setback of sorts because you are being too bullish on the riskier investment instruments, which you have to be careful to minimize as much as possible. This also shows that you can get into disagreements with your friends, which can lead to ego clashes and fallouts at this time. So be careful to not react too strongly right now. Sun and Mercury come into your 10th house, showing that you are rather wanting to put your energy right now into achieving your professional goals and aspirations. In August, your planetary ruler Venus will go retrograde in Cancer and your 10th house of career, further showing that your perception at work can be detrimentally affected by the chaos that is being created within your network circle. People can run unflattering narratives about you now, and that could be painting you in a bad light. Be careful of how you are being perceived or how you are channelizing your disputes with people around you, and to keep it separate from your workplace. Mars is going to be transiting through your 12th house and the sign of Virgo, further showing that you can be inclined in the propensity to lash out on people right now as you are being misconstrued on the basis of other people's narratives. But the positive thing can be that you will emerge victorious in the end. Yet, one has to ask at what cost, as it can feel quite draining, almost like death of one's capacity to love and forgive. You can also be affected health-wise due to all this pressure and conflict. So be careful to regulate that stress and not have it impact your well-being. Making the situation worse here is the transit of Sun and Mercury in Leo. That too, especially Mercury being in retrograde motion, as they both get the 7th aspect of the retrograde Saturn and the 5th aspect of Jupiter, which means that you are going to be troubled by how people paint the picture of you now, and this can definitely cause major falling out with your network circle. This surely is one of the most challenging months for you. In the month of September, the other outer planet of Jupiter also goes retrograde in Aries through your 7th house, further showing and corroborating the breakdown of positivity in your romantic and business relationships with people, as things can feel quite dog-eat-dog world as everyone is only being self-serving around you. The combative and malicious phase continues when Sun also conjoins Mars in Virgo transiting through your 12th house, which could possibly mean that you could be considering just leaving that toxic job or that educational course to just pursue something that you want to do creatively and passionately. Venus stays retrograde in your 10th house and Mercury stays retrograde in your 11th house right now, further amplifying these struggles with your career and network circle. October is again one of the most pivotal months of change of planetary energies in 2023, as Rahu and Ketu changes its sign for the next 18-month period as it transits to Pisces and Virgo signs respectively, activating the 6th and 12th axis in your chart, which means that this is the axis of planetary energies between which your life will oscillate for the next 18 months. Rahu is going to be moving into Pisces and your 6th house, which shows that you are now going to be hyper focused on work and creating perfect mechanisms to succeed and excel at everything you do in your career. You will be methodical, you will be analytical and precise during this time and will perform each task with perfection. This also means that you could do a complete 180-degree flip in your work persona now, be the perfect employee or exude your true workaholic form. Ketu moving into your 12th house shows that you will feel disconnected from relaxing or taking things at a slower pace now. You will be inclined to keep focusing on moving forward, but this can also lead for you to burn out because of having no time to recharge and reflect. Take care of your health during this time, as you can bear the brunt of focusing too hard on productivity. You will also feel disconnected from vacationing or traveling for leisure during this time. Venus, which is your planetary ruler, moves into the sign of Leo in direct motion now, but it comes under the direct influence of retrograde Saturn through its seventh aspect, showing that if you had any chances to rekindle the romance or friendship equations that you have, will not happen fruitfully, leading to a breaking of those bonds. This also shows that there's possibility for you to lose money now, especially if you have loaned it to anyone in your network circle or friends or lovers. Mars, Sun, and Mercury transit into Libra and your first house, showing that you are going to only be your sole focus now, and you have one goal in your mind, which is self betterment and personal progress during this time. And with discussing the impact of all these planetary motions during all the months in the year of 2023 for the sign of Libra, we come to the end of this video. I hope this detailed analysis was helpful for you to know what to expect in your year of 2023. And if so, then please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I hope you all have a great year of 2023, and I will see you soon with the next video. Until then, take care, you all.